Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm wearing headphones right now, try to keep things quiet. So that's why that cord's in the way. I want to go over some RAM today. I found a very good deal, and if you follow me on social media, you should if you don't. All the links are in the About section on the channel. Found some RAM very, very cheap. This is a 16 gig kit, two 8 gig sticks, and it will... We'll talk about it a little bit more, but this is from Kingston. This is some pretty inexpensive stuff. It is DDR3, so when you are purchasing RAM, make sure you purchase the right stuff for your motherboard or computer or whatever, and a quick Google search will tell you what to buy. But Amazon had this on a really good deal. Generally, RAM, and it's different for each machine, ranges between $75 and $100 or more for a kit. I'd say between $75 and $150 for a kit of 16 gig RAM. And that normally maxes out most PCs, unless you get a brand new, really, really new machine, and it's got some really top of the line stuff, and then your max might be, 32 or 64, even 128 gigs of RAM. But that would be way overkill. Even 16 gigs of RAM, this is overkill. Now my motherboard only has 2 slots on it, so I have to get larger RAM sticks per thing. Obviously, if your computer has 4 slots on the motherboard, you can get 4 sticks, and that tends to be a little bit cheaper. But this, actually, I found it. This retails for $105 list price, but on Amazon you can get it for $75. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here. Retails for $75, and yesterday they had, I don't know if it was an error or something. It wasn't a daily deal or anything like this, but this was $49.99 for this 2 gig kit. Must have been some sort of error, but I saw that price jump and I kind of had to snatch it up. So that's this. It's from Kingston. It's their Fury HyperX line. Let me read a couple things on their website. It is an asymmetric heat spreader. These are little heat sinks on here, and normally higher end RAM has that to help dissipate heat because these pieces of RAM get very, very warm. Compatible with AMD and Intel platforms, easy to install. Obviously, all RAM is pretty easy to install. CAT approved. No, it doesn't say that on the website. Automatic overclocking, reach faster speeds and higher capacities by just installing the memory. No adjustments in BIOS needed. Reliable, 100% factory tested. Whoa, you don't bite that. Lifetime warranty and free technical support. Let's see. This particular RAM is DDR3 to 8 gig sticks. It's 1333 megahertz. And they got a whole bunch of different colors to match your system. My system is mostly blue, that's why I got the blue kind. But they have blue, black, red, and white. And the white looks pretty cool too. But the blue is actually the cheapest color for some reason. They normally differ between like $2 and $5 difference for this particular kit. But that's about that. So, question here next is, do I need 16 gigs of RAM? And the answer is probably not. 8 gigs of RAM is satisfactory for the large majority of applications. All the high-end games, regardless of what you're playing, 8 gigs is fine. Unless you're doing some really high-end things like 4K video editing, or you're playing, the latest and greatest, titles on 4K on 6 screens at once, or, you're running, video editing and, programming software and, a whole bunch of other really, really high-end programs. You should never need 16 gigs of RAM. So it is kind of overkill. And there's a lot of articles out there. Do a quick Google search. the difference between just 8 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of RAM in your computer, you'd think, oh, it's twice as fast. It's not. It's maybe 10% faster. But there's a lot of articles that debate that. But it was cheap, and I figured, you know, even if it does give me a little bit of a performance boost, it's better than the cheap little 4 gig RAM sticks that I have in there from some off-brand crap kit that I got from a while back. So if you're interested, pick this up. The deal as of the 22nd of January 2016, the deal still stands for $49.99. Just this color and just the 16 gig kit. Hopefully Kingston doesn't catch that error anytime soon. I'm going to go install this in my machine if these frickin' Windows updates hurries up. And stay tuned, because on my social media websites, Facebook, Twitter, all that good crap, I do some price alerts and other things like that. So I always look at the good stuff online, and if I see a really, really good price, I'll share that. So stay tuned, guys. I will let you know the difference, if this makes a notable difference in my system. And then I'll come back, and if it's really worthwhile, I'll make a second video following up this video that we'll talk about changes from going from 8 gigs of RAM to 16 gigs of RAM. But for $50, couldn't pass it up. Anyways, as usual, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Questions or comments, leave in the section below. Please subscribe if you're interested and you made it all the way to the end of the video. I've got videos. I normally do 3 or 4 videos a week. I shoot a lot of video. But the editing and all that good stuff does take a little bit of time. So I at least upload a video every other day. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for hanging around, and we'll see you in the next one.